What's up, gamers? It's your boy, terrible upload schedule Pete here. I don't know why the fact the upload schedule is bad resulted in the name change to Pete, but whatever. Anyway, today I'm going to be ranking every episode of Smiling Friends, Season 1 only, because all of Season 2 isn't out yet. But if this video gets 2 3/4 likes, I'll rank all of Season 2, 2. So if you don't know what Smiling Friends is, then why are you watching this video? Okay, onto the ranking.
Number
9. Okay, before I go into this, I need to specify that all these episodes are good, but some are just better than others. So by this episode being in 9th place, doesn't make it bad, it just means the rest are better. It's like $5 is good, but $20 is better, but you know, I like both. Anyway, if you couldn't already tell, in 9th place is A Silly Halloween Special. Top rated episode according to IMDb. In this episode we follow our boy Pim on his quest to collect firewood for the fire at the Halloween party, because you can't have a Halloween party without a big Halloween fire.
Don't go beyond the rickety bridge.
Pim does go beyond the rickety bridge and gets lost, where he encounters this scary forest demon who chases him back to Smiling Friends HQ. And then he's burned alive and eaten by party guests. How silly. There's a lot to like about this episode, like the fact that the ending is set up at the beginning by Charlie when he states that he doesn't want to dress up because he doesn't know what's going to be offensive in the next 10 years.
Dude, Facepaint gets people in way more trouble than anything else.
Only for this point to come back at the end when the forest demon is accused of doing blackface and subsequently brutally torn apart and eaten and lit on fire. I also love how casual Charlie is whilst he watches this demon get brutally murdered and Pim is traumatized over here. But anyway, this is pretty good Halloween special, but it feels like it's over so fast and we only really see Pim in the dark forest for most of it. Anyway, moving on to
Number
8. With some long-awaited time to relax in a Brazilian beach town, Pim works on his novel and Charlie binges shows on his portable hard drive, while Alan and Gleb chill out at the beach. That's the official description of this episode. If you've seen it, you know that's not what happens. I'm of course talking about The Smiling Friends Go to Brazil, the episode in which the Smiling Friends, get this, go to Brazil, and then go home. Yeah, this episode follows the Smiling Friends walking through an airport as they realise no one booked a hotel, and so they try to fix this issue for 11 minutes before they just decide to go home. I like this episode because it's funny, like how realistic this scenario is and how realistic the dialogue sounds, and the character's behaviour is to something that happened in real life, but instead of it happening to humans, it's happening to these animated silly little characters, which just makes it even funnier. And we've also got this guy.
Like you,
Yeah.
are you a tourist? Are you a tourist?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We don't really have the time to talk right now. We're in the middle of we're
But
figuring something
you are
out.
a tourist. But are you a
Yes,
a
we're
tourist?
tourists.
Are
Yes,
you a tourist?
yes, we have everything figured out.
Do you have any cash? Any cash with you? Cash.
I'm not giving you the answer.
No,
to
we
that,
don't.
sir.
Sorry, we
No,
don't have
no.
any cash.
Also look at Gleb just chilling there, eating some fries whilst everyone's just trying to figure out what to do. He's so cool. So the Smiling Friends arrive in Brazil, ready to have a grand old time, but oh no, Pim didn't book the hotel, but he was apparently meant to. And they argue about this and try to find a hotel but can't, and they order fries and then decide to go home. But they never paid for the fucking fries. Boo! Smiling Friends are cancelled. This whole episode is just them talking in airport, and that's why I put it at number 8, because you know it's just one location for 11 minutes.
Number
7. It's the Enchanted Forest episode. So Pim and Charlie are tasked with helping this Bitmoji looking ass princess smile. Pim wants to do quests because he was never allowed to as a kid.
Daddy, can we go inside and do an epic quest with those mythical creatures?
No, Pim. The Enchanted Forest isn't for children. It's only for heroes with unrelenting dedication, bravery, and wisdom. Perhaps one day.
Oh, I love you, Daddy.
I can't believe after all these years, I'm finally here.
You kissed your dad on the mouth?
I like how the implication there is that when Pim told the story to Charlie, he specifically specified that he kissed his dad on the mouth. And then get transported by a witch to really far away, where they meet this guy called Mip, which is Pim backwards, but I don't think that is actually meant to mean anything. And Charlie gets addicted to questing as they journey to the castle. Also, Mip wants to give the princess a package, and then he fucking dies, rip little bro. But it's all good because it turns out he was a stalker and the package is a bomb. And then the princess finds out Mip is dead and smiles.
So I guess we did it, right? We technically made you smile.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Cool.
I really like this episode. Mip's animation style is so cool. How the fuck did this entire show cost less than half the amount one episode of Family Guy does? This episode is just good. And it's a top rated episode according to IMDb. I'm praising this episode because it's amazing and it's in 7th place. That just shows you how good this series is. Speaking of which, let's move on to
Number
6. Mr. Frog episode. The Smiling Friends are tasked with helping the celebrity Mr. Frog get his career back after he puts a TMZ reporter in his mouth. It doesn't really work as he chops some woman's hands off and then goes on Jimmy Fallon show to say the second worst thing ever shown on TV. Right behind this.
Skibbity Biden.
Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Skibbity.
This really aired on TV and everyone loved it. But then Mr. Frog goes into the Mr. Frog show set and apologizes and then puts this guy in his mouth and everyone cheers. Also, Glep auditioned to be Mr. Frog and was Mr. Frog. You know what? I really want to watch these Mr. Frog movies, like move over Bridget Jones' Diary, now we have Mr. Frog's Diary. This episode is also really good. What a shocker. It introduces us to the iconic character of Mr. Frog, who is kinda just insane, but he's really rich. His show has 47 seasons and broke every record in television history. And just look at how happy these guys are at FrogCon 2016. But like mentioned before, Mr. Frog's entire career ends when he puts a TMZ reporter in his mouth. Why did he do it? I don't know, and he probably doesn't either. And so Pim and Charlie have to go help him out, whilst our boy Gleb goes to audition to be the new Mr. Frog, because apparently the studio could just get rid of the titular character and keep making the show. That'd be like if they took SpongeBob, had just replaced him with some little yellow guy, and then just called him SpongeBob and kept it going, but whatever. Gleb gets the part because of his beautiful audition.
Alright, I had to be sure. That seals the deal.
Also look, Glob blows books, wow.
I'm the Glob Glow Gabgala. I love books.
This guy comes to the Mr. Frog meet and greet and gets strangled by Mr. Frog, but he still shows up to the new Mr. Frog show and cheers for Mr. Frog's return. That's a true fan right there. Also, this producer guy wants to cut the spitting even though everyone loves it. It doesn't matter because he's dead now, but still. In conclusion, hello. Also, this is a top-rated episode according to IMDb. Anyway, on to
Number
5. Who violently murdered Cyberdeath Salty? So, Pim and Charlie just got out of the movie theatre after seeing the hit movie Bimblar Unleashed and decide to go to Salty's, which is like a fast food restaurant that Charlie liked, but they get there only for Charlie to find out that they took all the food he liked off the menu, and so he goes to talk to Salty only to find out he's dead. And due to police budget cuts, it's up to the Smiling Friends to find out which one of these wacky, quirky characters did it.
And don't forget about me, Grace. I could have done it.
This little grease puddle was supposed to be voiced by Christian. I just thought I'd mention that. Also, the reason they're not isn't even because of this, it's because of budget reasons. Anyway, the Smiling Friends then interview these guys before finding out the sentry egg, which was an item taken off the menu. There's security footage which showed that they all did it. But wait, he actually died from a heart attack, so technically they were all innocent. Wait a minute, but that means it was Grease all along. I enjoy this episode because we get to see all these silly, goofy little characters like these guys, the Fun Twins, who are apparently YouTubers in this world and spit acid or something. Also, this is a top-rated episode according to IMDb. The twist of them all actually doing it, then being followed by the second twist of Salty dying of a heart attack is also good. Also, the sentry egg has to be buried in China, and they actually go to China. Like how they mess up the Brazil trip if they'd already been to China. Moving on to
Number
4. Charlie dies and doesn't come back. The episode in which Charlie dies and, well, okay, spoilers, he does come back actually. So it's the Christmas special and Charlie just wants to go home because it's Christmas Eve, but Mr. Boss needs them to go get a Christmas tree for the office. It's Christmas Eve, I think it's probably too late for a Christmas tree at this point, my guy. But whatever, they go off to find a tree and Pim is pretty annoyed at Charlie because he doesn't really care, and then he dies and goes to hell, where we see that it's completely frozen over because, like Charlie, Satan can't be able to do anything. And so Charlie goes off to find Satan to see if he can make him smile to come back to life. Then Mudaha from Some Ordinary Gamer shows up to deliver Satan's food, and Satan brutally has Charlie tortured for criticizing him, which makes him smile, and therefore God brings Charlie back to life. That's kind of fucked up of Charlie. I mean, he like brought back pain to everyone in hell just so he could come back to life. But still, I guess. Okay, this episode is amazing, and we have to mention Jeremy, who is this silly little critter. When Charlie enters hell, he's introduced to this guy who does this.
Dude, if you do that again, I'm gonna punch you. I'm not kidding.
And then, when we least expect it, Jeremy returns, and Charlie does indeed punch him, like he said he would. Much like the Renaissance Men joke, which we'll get onto, where its setup and punchline are far apart, so it's even funnier because you're not expecting the joke. But then, the joke is elevated further when Charlie's being tortured and Jeremy gets his revenge by punching Charlie. Oh yeah, and Gleb speaks at the end. We see older Gleb, and he can talk like English. So does that mean he can speak English, but just doesn't, or does he learn? I don't know. Also, this is a top-rated episode according to IMDb. And moving on.
Number
3. But before we get into number 3, I have to tell you about this video's sponsor, me. That's right, Our Stupid School releases June 14th at 6 PM UK time, and I made it, and I'm also in it as this guy and like 20 other characters. So make sure to watch that June 14th, and also head on over to ourstupidschool.com to cop some fabulous merch. Click the link in the top corner to watch the trailer, or the link on the end screen. Anyway, Frowning Friends, they're like the Smiling Friends, but the opposite. A new rival business opens up across the street made by these two guys, Grim and Gnarly, who are like the opposite of Pim and Charlie, and their goal is to make people frown and kill all the Puerto Ricans too. So Pim and Charlie leave the office to go out on the streets and make people smile. They meet DJ Spit. Rip DJ Spit, I mean, he might still be alive, but still.
Nobody's meant to be hurt, man. Nobody's meant to be hurt.
And this guy, who is shaped like a tooth. And this guy, 3D Squelton. It's Squelton in 3 whole dimensions. All while Mr. Boss tries to save his company from failing thanks to the Frowning Friends. This all comes to an end when Mr. Boss goes crazy and tries to shoot the Frowning Friends, causing Grim to piss his pants. And I mean, that's not a healthy shade of piss, he needs to be more hydrated. And then they learn how smiling feels good, and it's a happy ending until the Renaissance men come and shoot them.
Oh, the Renaissance men came into town finally. I literally told you at the beginning the Renaissance men were coming into town. He didn't believe me.
Well, so you knew they were going to come and kill Grim and Gnarly with arrows and stuff?
No, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Who are the Renaissance men? I don't know what that means, because that's not Renaissance. But that's not. They don't look like Renaissance men. What?
I literally I don't know.
Which is actually set up at the beginning by Charlie.
Yeah, I was just reading about how the Renaissance men are coming into town.
Who are they? Who's the Renaissance man?
Oh, it just says here that the Renaissance men are coming in town, and by the looks of it, it's like super soon. It's like really soon.
In this seemingly meaningless and unimportant conversation, which you would remember enough but wouldn't really be thinking about in this moment, which creates a funny little ending. Also, as Pim correctly points out, this isn't Renaissance, which it just adds more layers to this whole episode. And this is a top-rated episode according to IMDb. Rip, Grim and Gnarly. Moving on to number 2. The first episode of the series, Desmond's Big Day Out. This episode is intended to introduce us to all the characters, and so it has a perfect mix of all the Smiling Friends elements. I think this is the most screen time Alan got in any season 1 episode, because he has this whole B-plot about paperclips and cheese, which ends up tying in with the Pim and Charlie story. So the Smiling Friends receive a call from her mum to help make her son smile, and so Pim and Charlie head to the house thinking they're about to help some kids smile.
I love kids, Charlie. I love kids.
Only for them to walk into the room and see it's some grown-ass adult with a gun to his head in a dark, depressing room. And so these silly little cartoon characters have to help this very realistically drawn and detailed guy stop being suicidal, which it's just funny how much these two things contradict each other. Like, look at Pim's character design compared to Desmond's. I have a drawing of Desmond on my wall, by the way. So Pim takes Desmond to meet his family, which doesn't go well.
You tell me to shut up!
Wow, Pim, this is really going well.
Is this supposed to make me not want to kill myself?
I love how Desmond's response to being at this family dinner is just, is this supposed to make me not want to kill myself? Anyway, then they go to make friends at this random party where this guy is here. It's the guy from the Halloween party. Then they go to Daveland and Desmond is still sad, and then says this to Pim.
That's exactly it. Are the best parts of life really just finding momentary distractions to keep yourself busy so you don't think about the harsh realities of life for a second? I can ride roller coasters, meet new friends, and spend time with my family all day long. It doesn't change the fact that the sun is just gonna explode. And all this was for nothing.
Which just makes Pim break and become depressed for the rest of the episode, but this whole time, Alan has been trying to find his cheese and accidentally found this, I guess, nest of Blibblies, which are now flooding the office, and Desmond shoots one, then smiles, as he found a purpose in life, and starts a Blibbly control company. And that's the end of the episode. It's like a perfect Smiling Friends episode, you know? It has a perfect mix of all the characters and good jokes. And it's a top-rated episode according to IMDb. And finally,
number
1. Oh, the big reveal. What's it gonna be? You've probably already guessed because it's the only episode I haven't mentioned, but it's Shrimp's Odyssey. Pim and Charlie are tasked with helping this guy, Shrimp, who has the most amazing voice in any cartoon ever.
What did the pink man say? When do I get to see my Shrimpina again?
Get back with his ex-girlfriend, Shrimpina. Shrimp is an epic gamer and plays Mouse Quest in the dark all day and has Fortnite Funko Pops. So Charlie decides to help Shrimp move on whilst Pim tries to help get Shrimp back with Shrimpina. Shrimp gives Pim the address of Shrimpina's work and Pim heads there, where he meets this woman and organises a date with her and her secret admirer. All while Charlie takes Shrimp to buy new clothes.
How do I look, yellow man?
And takes him to the gym. And then Pim falls in love with this woman and decides to go on the date himself. Also, in Pim's future vision, Charlie is like dating the woman who was massaging the boss in episode 5. I just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, Pim sees Charlie and Shrimp at Spaghetti Disco, which is where the date is, and Pim decides to be a good person and tell this woman the truth. But then it is revealed that after all this, it's not the right woman. This is Jennifer, and she's just some random ass woman because Pim went to the wrong address. Or at least that's what Charlie says, because in actual fact, if you go back and check, Pim went to the right address all along, but it all works out when Shrimp and Jennifer fall in love. Also, this is the Smallmoo episode. I'm sorry, but if you texted no, I really don't want Smallmoo to 5550100, we can't be friends. And this is my favourite episode from season 1 because it's just perfect. Like the jokes, the characters, and this ending where it turns out to be some random ass woman. Also, Smallmoo dies. And so that concludes this video. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. You probably did. You watched till the end. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Jesus Christ, what is that? What is that?
I don't know.
Alan, grab it. Grab it.
I'm not gonna grab that.
You grab it.
Get it.